The climate of Ireland is mild, moist and changeable with abundant rainfall and a lack of temperature extremes. Ireland's climate is defined as a temperate oceanic climate, or CFB on the Köppen climate classification system, a classification it shares with most of northwest Europe. The country receives generally warm summers and mild winters. It is considerably warmer than other areas on its latitude, because it lies in the northeastern Atlantic Ocean, and as a result is warmed by the North Atlantic current all year. As a small island downwind of a large ocean, the climate of Ireland is profoundly impacted by that ocean. The Atlantic overturning circulation, which includes ocean currents such as the North Atlantic current, moves heat northwards, which is then carried by the prevailing winds towards Ireland. This leads to Dublin being 4 degrees Celsius warmer than Seattle on the west coast of America, in spite of Dublin being further north by 6 degrees and both cities having a marine climate. The prevailing wind blows from the southwest, breaking on the high mountains of the west coast. Rainfall is therefore a particularly prominent part of Western Irish life, with Valentia Island, off the west coast of County Kerry, getting almost twice as much annual rainfall as Dublin on the east. January and February are the coldest months of the year, and mean daily air temperatures fall between 4 and 7 degrees Celsius during these months. July and August are the warmest, with mean daily temperatures of 14 to 16 degrees Celsius, whilst mean daily maximums in July and August vary from 17 to 18 degrees Celsius near the coast to 19 to 20 degrees Celsius inland. The sunniest months are May and June, with an average of 5 to 7 hours sunshine per day. Though extreme weather events in Ireland are comparatively rare when compared with other countries in the European continent, they do occur. Atlantic depressions, occurring mainly in the months of December, January and February, can occasionally bring winds of up to 160 km per hour and 99 miles per hour to western coastal counties, with the winter of 2013-14 being the stormiest set on record. The summer months, and particularly around late July, early August, thunderstorms can develop. Temperature. Ireland experiences a lack of temperature extremes compared to other areas at similar latitudes. There is regional variation, with inland areas being cooler in winter and warmer in summer than their coastal counterparts. The warmest areas are found along the southwest coast. Valentia Island has the highest annual temperature, at 10.9 degrees Celsius. The coldest areas are found inland. Malinga has the lowest annual temperature, at 9.3 degrees Celsius. The highest temperature ever recorded in Ireland was 33.3 degrees Celsius at Kilkenny Castle, on the 26th of June 1887. The lowest temperature was -19.1 degrees Celsius at Markree Castle on the 16th of January 1881. Although Ireland has no mountain-based meteorological station, it is almost certain its mountains have seen temperatures of -25 degrees Celsius. Extreme heat and cold are both rare throughout the country. Summer temperatures exceed 30 degrees Celsius usually once or twice every decade, although they commonly reach the high 20s most summers, while severe freezes occur only occasionally in winter, with temperatures below -10 degrees Celsius being very uncommon in the lowlands, and temperatures below freezing uncommon in many coastal areas, although temperatures in the Wicklow Mountains are said to reach -10 degrees Celsius annually. Air frost occurs frequently in the winter, with most areas seeing over 40 days of air frost every year. In northern areas, air frost occurs on average 10.2 days every January, the month in which air frost occurs most frequently. Along the coast, air frost occurs less regularly. In the Sperrins and the glens of Antrim, air frost occurs around 80 days a year. The pattern is similar with ground frost, with on average around 100 days of ground frost in the lowlands and over 140 in the mountains. Frost is rarer along the coast, in urban areas and also in western and southern areas. Roche's Point, County Cork, received the least number of days with air frost, with an average of 7.0 days with air frost recorded annually. Kilkenny, County Kilkenny, received the highest number of days with air frost, with an average of 53.0 days with air frost recorded annually. In Dublin, Dublin Airport records air frost on average 24.3 days per year, while Casement Aerodrome records air frost on average 41.3 days per year. Sunshine. The sunniest months are May and June. During these months, sunshine duration averages between 5 and 6.5 hours per day over most of the country. The southeast gets the most sunshine, averaging over 7 hours a day in early summer. December is the dullest month, with an average daily sunshine ranging from about 1 hour in the north to almost 2 hours in the southeast. Over the year as a whole, most areas get an average of between 3.25 and 3.75 hours of sunshine each day. Irish skies are completely covered by cloud roughly half of the time. The sunniest part of the island is the southeast coast. Rosslare, County Wexford, is the sunniest area, and receives on average 4.38 hours of sunshine per day. The dullest, i.e., least sunny, part of the island is generally in the west and northwest of the country. However, Birr, County Offaly, in the Midlands, is the dullest station, receiving on average 3.2 hours of sunshine per day, considerably less than the stations at Malin in the north or Belmullet in the west. Inland areas tend to receive less sunshine than coastal areas due to the convective development of clouds over land. Cloud develops because of vertical air currents caused by thermal heating of the ground. Precipitation. Rainfall. Rainfall is the most common form of precipitation on the island, and is extremely common throughout Ireland, although some parts of the west coast receive over 4 times as much rain as the east coast. Rainfall in Ireland normally comes from Atlantic frontal systems which travel northeast over the island, bringing cloud and rain. Most of the eastern half of the country has between 750 and 1,000 millimeters of rainfall in the year. Rainfall in the west generally averages between 1,000 and 1,250 millimeters. In many mountainous districts, rainfall exceeds 3,000 millimeters per year. The wettest months almost everywhere are December and January. April is the driest month generally, but in many southern parts June is the driest. The average number of wet days of rain ranges from about 151 days a year along the east and southeast coasts, to about 225 days a year in parts of the west. The wettest weather station is Valentia Island, which receives 1,430.1 millimeters of rain per year on average. The driest weather station is Casement Aerodrome, which receives 711.4 millimeters of rain per year on average. The weather station with the highest number of wet days is Belmullet, with 193 days per year, while the station with the lowest number of wet days is Dublin Airport, with 128 days per year. Rainfall records. Source: the driest year recorded in Ireland was 1887, with 356.6 millimeters of rain recorded at Glasnevin, County Dublin. The longest drought in Ireland occurred in Limerick between the 3rd of April 1938 and the 10th of May 1938. The greatest monthly total was 790.0 millimeters, recorded at the Camera Mountains, County Kerry, in October 1996. The greatest annual total was 3,964.9 mm, recorded at Ballabina Gap in 1960. The greatest hourly total was 97 mm, recorded at Orabeg, County Antrim, in August 1980. The greatest daily total was 243.5 mm, recorded at Glawan Lake, County Kerry, on the 18th of September 1993. Snowfall. Severe cold weather is uncommon in Ireland, with the majority of winter precipitation coming in the form of rain, although hills and mountainous regions in the country can see up to 30 days of snowfall annually, and the Wicklow Mountains sometimes seeing 50 or more days of snowfall annually. Most low-lying regions of the island only see a few days of lying snow per year, or may see no snow at all during some winters. However, in recent winters, there has been a significant increase in prolonged cold snaps, in which heavy snow does fall across Ireland for several weeks, often causing disruption to traffic and services across Ireland. The military road over the Wicklow Mountains remains impassable annually for most of winter due to snow and ice. Consequently, there have been increased calls to prepare the country for snow and ice, including the distribution of grit, salt, and other snow-treatable minerals. In late 2011, the Irish government set up Winter Ready in order to prepare the country for such severe weather. Due to the variability of Ireland's weather during the winter months is difficult to predict, with the aforementioned factors making both extremely low temperatures and relatively mild temperatures possible. The snowiest weather station is Clones, County Monaghan, which receives, on average, nearly 30 days of snow and/or sleet per year. Of these, 10.8 days have snow lying at 9 o'clock. The least snowy weather station is Valentia Island, County Kerry, which receives, on average, 5.6 days of snow and/or sleet per year. Of these, 0.8 days have snow lying at 9 o'clock. Hail, like snow and sleet, is also rare in Ireland, however, it can occur at any time of the year. It is most common in spring during thunderstorms. Malin Head, County Donegal receives the most hail, with an average of 48.4 days per year. Roches Point, County Cork receives the least hail, with an average of 8.0 days per year. Thunderstorms are quite rare in Ireland. They are more likely to happen late in summer, although they can occur at any time of the year. Cork Airport, County Cork experiences the least thunder, receiving it 3.7 days per year on average. Valentia Island, County Kerry experiences the most thunder, receiving it 7.1 days per year on average. Wind. Generally, the coast tends to be windier than inland areas, and the west tends to be windier than the east. The station with the highest mean wind speed is Malin Head, County Donegal, averaging at 16.3 knots. Malin Head also receives the most gale force winds, recording them on average 66.0 days per year. The station with the lowest mean wind speed is Kilkenny, County Kilkenny, averaging at 6.5 knots. The station that records the lowest number of gale force winds is Birr, County Offaly, recording them on average 1.2 days per year. The highest wind speed ever recorded in Ireland was 98 knots at Malin Head, County Donegal on the 12th of January 1974. Tornadoes are very rare in Ireland, with around less than 10 reported every year, mostly in August. Fog is more common inland and on higher altitudes, mainly during winter and during the morning at times of high pressure. The foggiest station is that at Cork Airport, County Cork, which has 99.5 days of fog per year. The least foggy station is that at Valentia Island, County Kerry, which has 8.9 days of fog per year. Recent records: rainfall, temperature, sunshine, visibility. Visibility is generally very good, because of the proximity of industry to the coast, allowing breezes to disperse any smog. Mist and fog often occur, as well as coastal fog in the east, but it is generally not long-lasting. However, in winter, it can be slow to clear. Climate charts. Past Irish climate mentioned in the Annals. See Annals of Innisfallen AI 917.2. A mortality of cattle and birds, such that the sound of a blackbird or a thrush was scarcely heard that year. AI 937.3. A mighty wind. AI 1012.5. A great downpour in the above year, and much of the corn crop was abandoned. AI 1016.7. A great soughing wind in the autumn of the above year, and it broke down woods and houses, and people well-nigh died of terror. AI 1023.2. Great drought from the Epiphany until May. AI 1028.3. Great snow in the land of the above year for 3 days and 3 nights, so that neither people nor cattle left the houses.